In this module, we'll be covering the back fist and the finger fan, and then the back fist cross combination. The back fist is often a punch that you see thrown often. A lot of times it's when a person is trying to throw a straight lead. They're two very different punches. There's a big difference in the dynamic of what drives the punch. The back fist is nice. The reason we started you with the straight lead is because it does tend to veer a little bit off the center. You should not move your hand purposefully off the center and throw it, because you have to assume that when you throw any kind of punch, that the other person, the opponent, is waiting to counter-strike or to punch at the same time. If I move off the line at all, I'm opening myself up to attack. And there's different ways of throwing this. We snap with the ridge of the knuckles, and in Chinatown Jeet Kune, we also hit with the meaty part of the hammer fist part of the fist. This is not so in all arts. Many people will use the back side of their hand, and it seems okay when you're hitting pads, but the moment somebody lowers their head, you can break several little bones, if not big bones, in the back of your hand. Not a good idea to try to hit with this part of your hand. When you first work this on the focus glove, you'll work with the ridge of your knuckles. This particular back fist will be more of a snap. Okay, the one with the hammer fist has more depth, has more follow through. It's more for crashing. The difference between crashing and snapping is the snap recoils quickly, and it's designed to be faster back to its starting position. The snap, the hand is completely relaxed. The wrist is completely relaxed. So when I throw this, it whips at the end. This would be good at throwing to the eye, the nose, the mouth, the ear, splitting the ear. Not really used to try to crash through the face or the side of the head. Because this is not the part of the hand that's really developed for any kind of impact. So you can whip with your knuckles. Now, to do this like a JKD or somebody that's doing Chinatown JKD, you want to drive with your hip to start the forward movement of the punch, because the punch does have to travel forward, and then it has a curve at the end. So it drives forward and then whips at the end. Once you whip, it comes back to center, and your foot settles back. You'll notice that the rear foot is turning very much like it did with the straight lead. It's rotating as the hand drives out towards the center line, and that helps to drive the forward part of the punch. And then what's causing the snap is as you go to full extension, just before this wrist kind of whips over across center line, the bicep will yank back on the arm. You have to engage the bicep and pull your hand back towards center. Okay, so I'll show you this a few times. Now, the other part of the back fist that we do is with the hammer fist, as I said before. This one is a little bit less whippy, although you definitely should practice with the whip, but it can be done for a lot more follow through. The snap is still fast, but you can also do it as a smash. You'll see this more when I do this on the focus glove. One thing you have to be careful, though, is that you don't commit so much that if the person moves their head, that you follow too far through and leave your face open to attack. So again, starting from here, boom. Snapping the hand out, rotating at the wrist, and hitting with the hammer fist, meaty side of the hand there. It's also important that when you do these punches, your hand is flexed at the end. I keep mine relaxed until impact, but you have to practice a lot, because if you mistime it and you hit with your hand open, it's going to be a lot easier to break, and this way the same thing can happen. So it should flex and then whip at the end. So starting from here, I'm shooting the elbow forward rather than bringing the arm off center line, and then smashing into the side of the target. Usually the side of the temple or jaw. If the person's face turns, great, you can go right down the center. But this one is a knockout, and it's great after a hook, a nice follow-up. It can be done as an opening punch to crash the line if somebody's hand is in the way, driving through it, and setting up for your cross. But let me show you from this angle. hammer fist goes out and then snaps back. Or there's a lot more commitment and it comes back. As you notice, the more you commit, the harder it is to come back from very fast. This one, a little snappy one, a little less powerful. It's more for hurting the face, but you do get back to the center line more quickly. And that's something you have to decide when you're fighting, is which one is appropriate for that particular attack. Okay, one more time with the hammer fist. Now I'll show you the back fist with the ridge of the knuckles. This is the whipping back fist, and I'll show you this on the glove so you can see the dynamic a little better. Sometimes when you're hitting something, you can sort of tell how it feels. You can see that's a whip. I'm not really trying to smash into it. So there's a little bit of movement that you can afford from here to here, but you don't want to, like I said, pull it across just to get your momentum. If it feels like you're getting no power at the beginning, that's natural. Think about whipping a towel. If you've ever done that, snapping a towel, or a rope or a whip, that's why we call it whipping, because the idea should be that you're snapping something or whipping something. Arm should stay relaxed like a wet noodle, and then right at the end I'm flexing and letting the wrist snap across. Okay? You say there shouldn't be too much preparation. The difference is, you'll see, what I hit, it's a lot more depth and I can cause a lot more damage. Before, you saw, it's good, there's good pop there. Pad's not moving much, and that's okay. The idea is, if I want to get in there and snap them really quick and cause a reaction, sometimes you just want the reaction so that they open something up and you can hit him with that heavy one. Maybe I'll throw a quick one low, he covers, and then I do the hammer fist high. See? So every tool has its reason. You just have to learn by sparring and working with people to figure out what that reason is and use them in the correct way. So once again, shooting the hip across, driving. This time I'm throwing it more like a cross or a rear straight. Okay? Instead of doing this and whipping my rear heel, I'm just rotating my shoulder forward. Say like this. I'm trying to really, it's like throwing a reverse hook. So here, sinking. And notice the hand always comes back, just in case he's ready to attack or in case he moves and I'm here. You want to get that hand back. You're never guaranteed that you're going to land your shot, so always remember to recover. Do the whipping one again. Okay, hammer fist.